Nothing's alive.
I'm
Nothing
alive.
is alive.
I don't believe it. I have nothing to show for it on my channel.
Yeah,
True fact.
that's alarming.
Do not believe you.
I had everything ready. I swear to God. Oh, there we are. Hello.
See, you say that with some feedback like you were just listening to yourself.
Almost, but it was muted, so it's okay. No, I'm joking. Our audio stream should be open.
See, like that.
Yeah.
No.
No?
No.
What do you mean?
No,
No.
we're good.
Okay.
Okay.
It got glitchy there. It tried to get glitchy on us. So. All right. Good Lord. We're back. It's been a month. It's been a month.
Indeed. I think that's what Justin is referencing in group chat. Am I seeing this right?
Right.
We're alive?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we're alive. We're like back in the country. Stayed out of Mexican prison. It was a good time. Like, yeah, we went live. There was life in the way, man. I tell you, there was Thanksgivings and weddings and honeymoons and like, damn, dude, give a guy a break.
A weekend in Winnipeg in there as well.
Oh yeah, I did one of those, and then it was weird time changey, so the thing wasn't going to happen. Yeah,
I was gonna say you just had to remind him about Winnipeg. You decided to dig it in a little bit deeper.
I blocked that out. Yeah. It was marriage
welcome.
and honeymoon. I don't know what happened in between there. It was
no, bringing you back to reality.
Yeah,
that's rough, you, dude.
Paul. Where's my alcohol? I tell you.
Yeah, that's how sync I am at with stuff. I don't have any beer here. I just got Coke Zero. What the hell?
Yeah. What the hell, indeed, dude?
A little black and blue.
So, if you're watching us for the last 3 minutes, skip ahead of roughly 12 minutes to get to our reviews of the new Wii Knives Nefaris and Cybernetic.
Fancy.
I think I said those right.
Yeah, I think you did. I'm pretty sure you did. I'm like 80%
I'm not going to look it up to call you out on it, so.
I'm not going to look these knives up, and you can't make me.
Well, I thought the Cybernetic was the Cybertrix, and I thought that the Nefaris was the Nefarious for a little while there. So, I mean,
no, there's no real words here. Come on.
Only fake ones.
But, well, Cybertrix and Silly Rabbit, what?
Yeah, it's for kids, but digital kids only. Yeah.
Digital kids.
Or diabetic ones, depending on it's.
Well, back to reality.
How much tricks? Really? Yeah, for sure. All right, what's everyone carrying? Good Lord. You guys better have surprises. I've been gone for a month. No.
I was going to say, who wants to go first?
We should.
I shouldn't.
You guys have surprises.
Yeah, Paul, you should do your surprise.
You want to start with a surprise, or you want to go first?
I can go first because mine's not a surprise. Mine's just
Sure.
Why not? I can leave best last. I came back from holidays. It's been a while. I don't take knives to Mexico because it's a good way to lose a decent knife in Mexico. So it's I find a way to make it work, right? But I've still been trying to find the right non-locking cleaver-shaped blade. Haven't found that yet. I'll probably still try to take that one because they get uppity sometimes. But I was just carrying my Spyderco Dragonfly because it's good to be home. So
there you go.
I was actually doing yard work and stuff, and it was cutting little pieces of this, that, and the other. And then on top of that, little souvenir for myself was actually that sweet little money clip that I got with silver little guy. I was fine, and we were throwing little tips to the servers here and there during the pool, whatever type of thing. And I found that was the only thing I really needed in my pocket was kind of a fold of bills in case server came up and we wanted to tip them for whatever, right? So, not bringing a whole bunch of other EDC gear. I figured for the next trips and the upcoming trips, it would be something sweet to have on hand to have those bills. So.
If you're carrying cash in your pocket, I am a huge proponent of a money clip. They're super useful.
I've dabbled with them in the past, but it's just like on an EDC level, I probably wouldn't use it. But for a time-to-time vacation-y.
How often do you handle cash is kind of a thing. Yeah.
0 amounts of times unless I'm tipping my server. And they did a fantastic job. They brought me all the funky monkeys and mango margaritas I wanted.
What's a funky monkey? I know what a mango margarita is.
Um, what's the easiest way to explain it? Crushed up banana smoothie, basically with I think it's rum. I don't
Okay.
ask, they don't tell. It's delicious. I think it's rum. Yeah. So
Sounds delicious.
That sounds like a winning combo for
Oh,
sure.
Ben in chat, what is up, sir?
what are
Hey.
you gentlemen carrying as well? Infinite and Ben and whoever
Indeed.
else is silently in the background. You know, probably no one because it's been a month since we went live. They're like, wait, Sunday? What? What's Sunday's a thing?
Yeah, we're back. We did have a person or two on Instagram reach out and ask if we were alive. And I said no.
It's not good that I laughed at that so easily, but also that is really funny. Yes.
It's just stupid enough to work.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah. What are you guys carrying?
I'll go next. Returning to an old favorite, Phoenix. It's been riding a lot in my pocket lately. Started off just to show a couple guys at the shop, and been carrying it and using it pretty consistently. Actually, I love this knife.
You're gonna make me carry mine.
That would be the thing to do. I mean, you have to be okay with VG10, but this knife, this would probably be the last knife out of my collection. Like, if I was gotta sell everything, this would be the very last one to go.
We haven't done one of those in a while. We should do one of those again.
We had a top 5, and we haven't done a bunch of those, but yeah.
Yeah,
we could do that.
Infinite's carrying this career mini Adamas
Mm-hmm.
and mini penguin with blue marbled carbon fiber.
In formal pants.
Are you wearing formal pants at home like some kind of heathen? Like some kind of absolute lunatic?
Well, do you realize?
I think he meant normal pants. It's yeah. So,
how formal are these pants? Is what I'm asking here, I guess.
As long as you wear them with Crocs, then you're good, right? Like it's yeah for sure.
Have you seen those the Shrocks, the Shrek themed Crocs? Totally awful.
No,
they are an abomination. Yes.
Yeah, I knew they had the ears.
Yeah. I can't decide if I like that or the Mr. Potato Head one more. More for other people. Won't catch me dead wearing that shit.
What about the Croc Nuts?
Those
like truck nuts for your Croc.
What's that reaction meme where it's I forget who it was, a kid from Terminator, right? Where he's asking afterwards. We're not gonna make it.
I don't like it. I don't like anywhere. I don't like anywhere where this conversation is going. No. Paul, what are you carrying?
I just wanted to quickly say that Ben is carrying his QSP Harpy in S35 carbon fiber in G10 because it needed a cleaning, so it's out.
Yeah.
That's not a Harpy.
Apparently, Justin was wearing funeral formal pants, and now I feel like a jerk. So, you're welcome.
Roughly funeral formal. He wore golf pants because of stretch. That's yeah.
If you can have pants with stretch, why would you not? That's all I'm saying. On that note, we will get to what I am carrying.
Yes.
Which is something new to me. That I had to let go of something pretty
precious.
Pretty new in my collection.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might have follow-up questions depending on what's happening, but right now I'm just stropping a dragonfly. So that's not innuendo. That's literally just yeah, that's something.
That happened.
Something super fancy.
Yeah.
So do you have a haptic in your collection still?
I do not.
Good guess. Good guess.
Nice. And how's Craig liking his new haptic?
That's a good question. I haven't seen him since.
He's been off polishing it.
How I actually had no idea about any of that interaction, and I will play the story in my mind, mainly with trench coats in a back alley because it's cooler that way. It's
Well, he came in the last day before you went away to Winnipeg, and chatted with you at and mentioned the fact that he was there to see me.
Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah. I have the haptic hidden at work, the haptic box hidden at work because I didn't have it on me when he came by.
That's too funny.
So that
That's too funny.
it would be easy for me to hand off it to him without you seeing it there.
So, and I don't need to know numbers, but was it a straight C's or was there some plus money?
It was straight C's.
Ah, good score, dude. Good score.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm not gonna have to trade you for a Rask now, I guess.
Yeah.
No.
I had my own dialogue with that back alley trenchcoat scene. There was stand-up bass being hand-plucked, by the way. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, anyway. It's now you ruined that. I gotta make new dialogue, this son of a bitch.
Hey man, I still got other things in my collection. It's fine. I get tradesies. Like there's things.
Yeah. I don't know. There's always things. And I throw that up like I would ever give that away.
I was gonna say, like, really? Holy shit. Okay.
Better be offering something hotsies for me to throw that up. I'll take that over my Sebi right now, still, to this day.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. And you've been carrying your Sebi a lot, so that's saying a lot.
I didn't today, but yeah.
It's absurd.
Yeah.
Your filter's just destroying the image of that knife.
Doing what? Sorry?
Oh, when you had it up in front of you, your background filter is just jumping in front and making it super... Yeah.
We were talking about the Matrix before going live. And,
I am in the Matrix.
I'm pretty sure there's a black cat wandering behind you over and over again. I think it's...
I'm going to look out the window. It's just going to be bricks.
Well,
yeah, but that's what you can afford right now. Calcares.
Being perpetually followed by cats sounds pretty great. Being bricked into your building, not so great. It's a terrible trade. Don't do it.
With said cats.
all of a sudden, it's okay again.
Look, they're companionship and a resource. It's fine.
Oh yeah, a new one will be right there. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
Not a problem. He said.
Y'all are monsters.
I was gonna say I'd
Complete
be pretty upset.
monster.
Look, I'm not happy that I have to eat all the cats, but somebody's got to do it.
Nobody has to. Yeah.
If my option is I'm bricked into this building and I have to eat the cats or die, I'm gonna eat some cats.
You're telling me
I'm not just gonna eat the cats because they exist.
You're telling me you don't have any way to get through those bricks. Well, I mean, I guess they're matrix bricks.
I don't know.
So.
It's a
is there enough oxygen
where...
to create a fire? Are you just going to kill yourself the first time you try to eat these cats by not having enough oxygen when you cook them? Or are you going to eat raw cat?
I don't know
you've thrown it out there, and now we've opened this can of worms.
This kind of cats,
in this
as it were.
hypothetical world, the HVAC system works, but I can't climb through it. It's too small.
I see.
Okay. We're getting into hypotheticals here. All right. I'm just kidding. It's 7:30. We're actually almost ready to start a review and not talk about cats anymore. Good or bad or repeating. I take it back. I don't want them to repeat. Just give Paul one cat. It's mean enough.
One cat, don't eat it.
Yes. Don't put it in the HVAC system. I know that was your follow-up too. You son of a bitch.
Matt Simansky asks, when is Gimsmo making a new design? I assume he means Grimsmo.
Gimsmo.
Awesome. They already make a new design, but like,
I don't know. Isn't that the guy from the
perfect shape? Why would you ever make anything different? It's just, it doesn't exist.
It's a whole
It's void
universe.
of everything. Yeah.
Yeah. That note.
I don't know, but they've got a pretty good thing going with the ones that they are building.
I mean, between
they've only made like 7,000 and change of them.
Yeah, they're doing pretty well for themselves right now. I can't imagine they're gonna dilute their workflow much further, but who knows? Maybe they buy a few new machines.
Also, Dick Richards, Matt, what are we carrying this evening as well? We've heard from Infinite and Ben. Anyone else in the background? I see you, Cal.
CJ.
Oh, yeah, CJ too. What are you carrying?
Hey.
Yeah. I just tried to foolishly put a T10 into my Spyderco. That's the wrong choice. Anyway, it's not euphemism for anything. It's
CJ saying, hello, boys, I'm back. So are we.
Yeah.
Hello.
Back.
It's been a minute.
Doing a review, kind of. Speaking of which.
Well, I mean, things happened, right? Like it's, yeah.
Maybe got a little involved for a bit, but it's...
Yeah.
Got the government involved here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Changed everything.
Just overnight. On that note, which Wii knife do we want to start with tonight?
Neither one of these are Wii.
Apparently, CJ has nothing in his pants because he just got back from the climbing gym.
Terrible accident.
But the Azula and PM2 were the workhorses last week. I'm just reporting on what he said, and I will let you gather what you will from the phrasing that he chose.
That's fair. That's fair.
That gear rides high. I mean, Indeed. You don't want anything popping out. Yeah. Just go with nothing. Go with nothing in the first place. That's the answer.
Yeah, just a Ken doll situation. Dick Richards.
You are Knuff, you know.
Yeah. Exactly, Knuff. Yeah,
so
Dick
terrible.
Richards is carrying a broken skull and has a D2K bar.
Okay.
A Desco bar?
And we heard exactly right. The phrasing was on purpose. So.
Oh, not an accident. Yeah.
No.
He knows his crowd.
The accident happened earlier, apparently.
I see.
It's led to this situation.
There was a spill.
A spill.
I have nowhere to go with that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Knife reviews.
Yes. Yeah, so where do we want to start here? I mean, I have my kind of preferences, so.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Yeah,
what are your preferences?
Well, I like the Nefaris, so.
You don't like the Cybernetic?
You don't like the front flipper?
So I don't know how you guys feel. I'm gonna throw it out there just to get the ball rolling. So.
Yeah. Between the two, I prefer the Nefaris as well. So I'm in favor of doing that one first.
Yeah, I'm down for that because I also prefer the Nefaris, but I like both.
We'll talk about why in a little bit, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Weather in Canada is actually pretty good there, Matt. It's at least in Calgary, we got some +degree weather in November. I can't complain about that because
it was freaking windy yesterday, but other than that, it's been all right.
Yeah, it knocked my reindeer over, man.
What the hell?
I know. I got home and I had to put it back up. Son of a bitch.
Use nails next time.
Oh, just pegs right into the ground, man. You just got to nail them down like they're veal.
Oh, that was needlessly dark. I love it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Fucking cheers.
Sounds delicious.
Have you not raised caribou? Come on.
Not with nails. Oh my god. Okay, so specs for the Nefaris. Do you happen to have them on hand?
Yeah, I do, actually. Somewhere around here. Yeah, perfect. Let's go with a overall length of 8 1/4, blade length of 3 1/2, weight of 4.15 ounces. It is a blade steel, a 20 CV 59-61, titanium frame lock, ceramic ball bearing, brushed as hell, like it should be. Where's my thug? Thuggy. Good old Thuggy. Brushed as hell. The brush is beautiful, by the way. If you can't see, I don't know if we can see. Anyway, you can see on that. Whatever. I'll take my knife away. You probably have better pictures than I do.
Got a couple of zoomed up pictures around here somewhere. Let's see. Can I get any closer? Yeah, there's some brushies here. There's some brushies over here. Yeah, that's a
I
good one.
like I like that the brushies are in 2 different directions on the blade. I just noticed that.
The vertical and the
Yes.
horizontal grind.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of tasty.
Yeah.
And to Matt's question, I believe Squatchy predates Borders, my friend. It's
From a long, long ago.
in the long, long ago indeed. Anyway, it's knife review. It's
we are talking about knives, indeed. This is actually a limited run knife. Actually, both of these are limited run knives.
Yeah.
This is their numbers are strange. This variation was
155, I
made
believe.
155, I think. Yeah, sometimes there's 605s or 610 or whatever it was for the sear. Sometimes it's yeah.
Well,
it's a little weird.
I genuinely think that they realized with the sear that 610 in 4 different varieties is too many. At least for now for them. And so I think they intentionally did lower runs this time around. So
well, I'll say just maybe this is a bit of the head of the curve for tonight's conversation, but I'm a little sad that this is a limited run. I think this is just a sweet little knife.
Yes. And once again, not little, 3.5-inch blades. So that's comparison with like Grip Jillian, right?
Yeah, I've actually
not quite this, but not far off.
Put that away.
Here's a relevant. Here's a relevant size comparison here with the Dragonfly and the.
Hey, thanks, man.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
That finger trail is almost the same size. That's hilarious.
I was just gonna say it's actually kind of close.
That's what you're gonna say. That's too funny, man.
I did get a couple of in-hand shots as well, just to give a sense of scale, both in the choked up and choked back positions for this knife. Up close, farther back. For reference, I wear either a large or medium glove, depending on the brand. So yeah, it's a fair size knife, and it gives you a lot of room to work with. Beautiful clip point shape on that thing. Like, damn, it
gives the Crooked
cool.
River a run for its money. Yeah, it's also. I'm going to say right now, the best part about this knife is the action.
Ooh,
yes,
100%.
It's so good.
I actually took a comparison picture with my Vero because it does something that the Vero does, the Isotope and the Synapse and a lot of Vero stuff does. But this very high up relative to the pivot flipper tab means that you get like a tremendous amount of downwards movement and contact with the tab. This thing snaps open like crazy.
But I will say, on top of that, not only the flipper tab, but yeah, you can get a nice Spidey flick on this thing, and it loads just as nicely off the Spidey flick as it does off of the flipper tab.
The detent is supremely nice.
I'm only mentioning it now because it's in the photo, but the way that the We Knife logo is cut into the pocket clip and then anodized, that's the way to do things.
It's a good look. Yeah, the relatively eagle-eyed among you may have realized that, yes, there are, and in fact, for the Cybernetic as well, does not have the WE pivot. I don't know if they're just doing this with limited production runs, or if they're going to be doing this with their new releases going forward, but I prefer this new look. I think it's a good way to do things.
I don't dislike the Wii pivots, but I like the variation.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
And it does have a bit of an old retro vibe to it too, right? So depending on which knife they come out with, whether it is a little more of a modern looking kind of sleeker whatever, or if it has some of those old tried and true Wii lines to it, the old red and purple stripes going across a knife type of idea, and that we kind of had that signature of being on that pivot, right? So
the old dragon scale.
Yeah, stuff like that, right?
Here's a better picture of just the pocket clip and the lock bar relief cuts.
Oh yeah, cuts. Damn, son, that's clean. With the relief cuts on that, or at the triple cut, like, yeah, I approve this message.
The milling lines on the string are just crispy,
and they're not like, oh, that I don't know where it is. Okay, but sorry, I was gonna say. So there's a Rook knife that you guys hate because of how it feels and how it opens, and it's a frame lock and it's the Warncliffe, and I'm forgetting it because it's just a number for the name.
It's forgettable. It's an 865, but it's forgettable.
There you go. That had slight. That has yeah. That had slight like dovetailing undercuts, and it held on to gunk like nobody's business. This knife, though, those steps are both gentle and not deeply cut enough to hold on to stuff like that. So this should retain a fairly clean look over a long period of time and be easier to clean when you do want to clean. Smart machining work. And the placement.
You mean I can't give it my own special patina?
Well, you could, but Jesus, I wouldn't want to touch it after you'd had your way with it. To get it to that point,
that's called stink, Paul. Your own special.
You use your words, I'll use mine.
Oh, I really wish you wouldn't. I really wish you wouldn't.
It's too late. It's too late.
There'll be an aura of Paul.
Ode to Paul. Yeah.
All right. Pivot collar. How much is this knife? How much ridiculous monies is this knife?
Yeah, it was like
$4. Do they have,
so 420.
360.
Canadian.
It's not 360 USD on their website. So yeah, I was just wondering because there's a pivot collar on it. So I was wondering how much of a pivot collar tax it had and a limited edition tax it had. And does it have Grandma's Omega Spring in it?
I was gonna say Benchmade was thankfully not involved in the production of this knife. Although it's come up a number of times.
No clothespins were harmed in the making of this knife.
That we know of. Yeah. I've talked with a few different people about this knife, and it's just shocking the quality that you can get for this price. Like, if you think about an American-made knife that, like this, exactly this, made in the States, you're looking at double. Yeah.
Well, I mean, 6. You're looking at 6. Like...
With the brushed finish and the hand rub satin blade as well, you think they'd only charge 6?
Okay, yeah. With maybe with the variance finish and stuff, you might get up into that over. Yeah, but I mean, yeah.
If there was less handwork on this, then sure, yeah, I could see 6 because that's effectively what a Sebenza's going for. And I mean, I'm gonna piss off a lot of Sebenza fanboys out there, but we gets close. It's
we
not
tries to get close.
And
that's the difference. Yeah. Some companies don't try to get close. They just throw it up there and throw up the price. We at least tries to get close.
I'm not saying butterfly tax is a phrase for a reason, but yeah.
Wow.
I just want to comment.
They're far from the only person that needs to be called out, but anyway, yeah.
No, absolutely.
That's fair.
CJ's talking about how he digs knives with snap. And I immediately assumed that he would dig this knife because I don't know if anybody else feels it. And it's mostly in the handle, not in the blade shape specifically. But this kind of has a bit of like the chonkiness of a Chavez. A little bit of the chonk in the... It's not the weight because I think it's been release cut on the inside.
But did we get any sort of side cut flashlighty pictures?
I did, yeah. I just have one here where is that the right one? Sorry, I'm gonna have to open this up separately because I think that's the separate.
We're also being asked what our favorite knife from 5 years ago is, and
I would almost relate it more to this, Paul, as far as chonky goes. I don't think it's quite Chavez.
You got me there.
But 801, 804. Kind of early good golden years ZT chonk.
It's not heavy chonk because I think they do mill it. Yeah, like that. But it definitely has that kind of older ZT kind of overbuilt little bit vibe.
Well, and I used the term golden years because I don't think it was early years. And I may or may not
For
think that it's
ZT?
current years, but there was a golden year stage for ZT that they were coming out with some sweet work.
I don't have it on hand, but like my 6, maybe not the 620 actually, because that one is still feels kind of brickish compared to this thing.
No, but that was in that kind of tail end of that golden years era, right?
I get what you mean. Yeah.
Speaking of, the internal cutout is just silly town on this thing again for the price of what you pay. Good lord, good lord.
It actually kind of reminds me of the internal cutouts on the what is it, the 562 Ti?
Well, and even the new Narrows. And as much as I want to rag on Granny's clothespin, they went to town on the milling. And this thing, again, gets close. I don't think it's quite as good as the Narrows milling, because that's silly what they did with that, right? It's right up there with, was the Drunken from Spyderco?
Yeah, the Drunken.
That, like on the TI side.
Wavy.
Yeah.
Because they had the carbon fiber on the one side, but the TI side was milled to high hell, right? So
the carbon fiber was milled in the exact same way. It has those wavy lines all through it too. On the Drunken.
Yes, on the outside. Yes, you're correct. Yeah. I was talking about the TI milling on the inside.
That's completely fair. Yeah.
But yes.
The milling all around that knife is absurd.
What is the weight on the Nefaris again?
4.15, I think is what I read. Yeah, 4.15. Yeah. Wow, I remember that. Good for me.
Congratulations.
Thanks, pat myself on the back a little more.
for a knife that's 8.25 inches long overall and as wide in the handle and the blade as this thing is, that's a pretty impressive metric. Like,
it is not far off from that like ounce per inch ratio that so many people tout.
Mm-hmm. I got a picture of a backspacer I'm going to toss up here. The one area where they didn't.
I don't even remember what the backspacer looks like. Oh, hey, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I am slightly disappointed they didn't anodize it blue to match what they did with the rest of the handle, but I do realize that this is one variant out of 3. There's a Damasteel, and then there's was it black or is it just not hand rubbed?
No, they did aluminum and copper coil carbon fiber inlays.
Right, the inlays. I'm honestly
the sexy town.
Wheat does a really good job with their inlay work, a la the Black Void Opus, for instance, as far as like the cleanliness of everything. It's like, haha, shit, those are some very close lines. Good job, guys. But I actually I like the look of the plain titanium, well, the brushed titanium that we have here for review more so than the inlaid variant. Maybe that's personal preference.
But you should jump over, if you can, and check out both the black version with the copper foil as well as the silver version with the aluminum foil, because both of those are pretty nice knives. The problem was, for me personally, is that it was a bead blasted titanium for the aluminum. And the brushed is nicer. It's just nicer. I have a thug for reading. It's just sexy, and people dig it.
Right? Yeah, bead blasting.
That's an aluminum handle. Oh no, aluminum carbon fiber.
Aluminum foil.
Yeah,
like the otters on QSP, right?
Yeah,
but inlaid and blah blah blah. Now this one's only $10 more than the brushed finish, but the blacked out version I think hikes a little bit.
So
I don't remember exactly.
Ooh, I didn't know the black had a 2-tone blade, and this has bronzed accents. This is fancy.
It's kind of a black bronze. Yeah.
350 for this guy. Interesting. Okay.
That's not bad. Not bad.
The black with the I'm not crazy about the red, white, blue, and black carbon fiber.
No, get your fat stuff away from me.
Wow.
It's not a good carbon fiber. It's just
fat carbon makes some pretty nice stuff, and they also make some very garish stuff.
You know what that looks like to me?
For the record, black
looks like a melted rocket pop.
That's a fat carbon fiber.
Yeah, all right.
Black dunes are beautiful stuff if you can get it to focus.
Did you throw up the copper foil one? I don't think you ever did scroll to
very
that
briefly,
variation.
but I can go right back because it does look.
I was more curious about price point because I thought it jumped.
360
with Rocket Pop.
Oh, it's only 362, so it's okay.
It's the same price. Now that's interesting.
Rocket Pop?
Yeah.
Is that what you said, Paul? Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
That's what it looked like. It was red and white and blue.
Yeah. Okay. You had to backtrack there for a second because we were trying to get to this picture and you're just like Rocket Pop. Like, wait. Anyway, continue on. Copper foil.
Yeah. Cool to see. I like seeing the black and the copper next to each other. It's a great contrast. Having an all black blade it's a choice. I don't know if I would have preferred this or the dual tone with the copper foil. I guess the all black makes a bit more sense, but I don't know.
I think this with the brush blade would have been super sexy.
Black with the brush, yeah. Like completely blacked out with that surface finish. That would have been cool.
No. That surface finish on the silver blade with that handle.
Oh, silver.
That blade on the dark handle.
Yeah. Maybe.
That's what I want.
It wouldn't be for me, but
anyway.
Either way, there's definitely.
I was going to mention
about
here. I'm going to back travel a little bit to the back spacer that you had the picture of. I would have really liked to see the 3 dots be blue.
Yep.
Yes.
Same here.
Like the lines, give or take. I don't like. It would have been okay to see the lines if they had done the whole thing. Cool, but at the very least, the 3 dots.
And what we're talking about here,
and
anodization.
That lanyard hole cutout, but the actual lanyard tube itself doesn't look as bluey as the other anodizings.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's.
It looks much paler, right?
I'm not sure if that's just due to the
curvature of the hardware,
but yeah.
It's got some shine line on it.
Maybe it's.
I hope someone jumps on the curvature of the part in all the ways. Jumps on it in all the ways. It's anyway.
It's a bad faith argument.
Something's getting jumped on.
Yeah. I think that was only some of the ways. You can do better. But anyway, knife reviews, you say?
Indeed. A nice milled pocket clip.
Yes, the pocket clip is wonderful. I think I actually took a picture of both of the pocket clips here to show the profile in and out. Yeah, there you go.
I like how they're trying to get them to get closer and closer to like a deep carry without actually being a deep carry still. They're trying to push that on this doesn't have to be a milled clip and sit 1.25 inches out of your pocket, right?
Yes,
absolutely.
I don't mind.
You can also grip the back of the clip to get that extra little bit of leverage, so it can sit quite deep in the pocket.
Well, sometimes you need a little extra leverage when you're gripping the clip, right? Like it's.
You gotta grip the clip.
See you
grip
on
good.
The grip of the clip.
No.
Throw a little office in here.
That basketball shot missed.
It sure did.
I will say the same thing about both of those clips. I like the way they're shaped.
Yes.
The angle into the pocket as well as the angle to hold it in the pocket. That's the way I want my clips to be shaped.
The dangle and the dongle. The angle.
The angle off of the back of the handle where it's mounted. Like, this is a perfect example of what I like, where it comes right off the back, so there's no hot spot there. The Nefaris comes extremely close to that. Just fantastic placement. And
you can even see, the curvature is almost following the curvature towards the spine. There is a bit of a gap there between the two, right? Like
it's like they made an effort when designing the thing.
You mean the pocket clip wasn't an afterthought?
Pocket clips and sheaths are the two most neglected aspects of knife design, just generally speaking. So it's nice to see when companies actually give a shit, especially for limited runs like this.
CJ saying that Paul likes the ding-a-ling clips, and that's true. I don't know where my anthem is right now, but it's definitely got a ding-a-ling clip on it.
I thought you were going to say Paul likes ding-a-ling clips and muted. But I'm glad you're embracing it. I'm glad you're embracing the love of a Bingling.
Don't make me sing the song.
Knife reviews, you say? So,
yeah. Here's a close-up.
We want to jump over to a cybernetic. Oh,
yeah.
Blue Millie. We could.
I just
anyone else? We can. I mean, we can. Yeah. Have we said all that? Any cons? Does anyone not like? I mean, price tag, but it's limited. Screw you guys. I even like the price tag.
For a limited edition,
steep, but
cut.
For what it is,
they got super close to. I don't think that the criticisms that I've recently been reading online about 20CV being chippy, it's not a thing that I've ever personally run into. It's nothing I've really seen firsthand on Wii products, and given how thin behind the edge this blade is, I think it's a home run. I really don't have anything very negative to say about it outside of the lack of a left-handed clip. But again, that's
who on the internet is sitting on 20CV?
People.
What's that? Sorry.
Said who's on the internet shitting on 20CV? I know
there's people out there.
Doesn't like it.
It's not like an
and if he doesn't like it, then
sentiment.
no one likes it. Haven't you learned? Follow down the yellow brick road.
That's kind of where I was going with it. I was wondering if he has influenced opinions.
Who is this?
On that.
Well, you see, all you need is a scarecrow and a Tin Man, and then you're good. You just follow all the way down to the Wizard of Oz. And you know who the wizard is. So
because of the wonderful wizardly things he does. I don't know.
Yeah, you know.
Were you thinking is swinging this influence here?
Laren. Oh my God.
Oh,
Laren.
okay. Yeah,
ridiculous. But I mean, he's an educated man. He knows what he's talking about. But he shits on 20CV, so everyone else needs to shut it on. And so
he also, I think he actually, that initial comment that sparked all that, I think he was saying it in reference to kitchen knives too. So like,
very specifically,
there was a bit of context there where it's like, yeah, maybe not the best choice for something that's like 0.5 millimeter thick at the spine. It's like, okay, maybe you have a point there, but yeah, context matters.
Well, and you see a lot of 20CV in slightly thicker behind the edge knives, and I mean that's historically what I've seen it in. That's historically what was being made a couple years ago. So
yeah, 100%.
I wonder if those play on each other.
Well, but the thin behind the edge on this particular.
Yeah.
And it's a high polishable steel. It's like a fancy Sandvik at the end of it all, right? Powdered Sandvik. Good times. Yeah.
I know
not
exactly what you're saying, and I hate that I agree with you while also wanting to fight you over those words.
Well, it's not as tough. I wouldn't say that, but yeah.
No, but the way it drops back is very much Sandvik, 100%.
I love 20CV. It's just a fantastic steel. But
yeah, I did have actually. I was like, I'm just thinking currently of what I was rocking with 20CV, but the thug is, but as well as the gray sheep's foot Griptilian that I carried for like 3 or 4 years, and even profiled to be a pretty thin edge, but it was still. I mean, it was a full size sheep's foot Griptilian, so the behind the edge. I don't care if you put it on a 15 or not. The behind the edge is still 29 millimeters across or whatever.
It performs really well like that. So if that's what works for it, I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
Infinite.
No,
sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, yeah. We're gonna keep cutting each other off until we end the stream. That's fantastic. All I was gonna say is pick your knife geometry for the tasks you want to do, not the other way around. Don't try and make shit work in situations it has no business being in. Anyway,
no, you just treat it to 55. You're fine.
55, Jesus Christ. Just throw it in the fucking garbage.
If your goal is to figure out what a steel can take, and so you want to experiment with it yourself,
that's one thing.
I am here for it. I want to learn as much as anybody else. So
that does not sound like 55 talk there, Paul. We are not here to learn. We're going to put that soft as shit and beat the crap out of it.
You've hurt my feelings now. Justin, our Infinite, mentioned in chat too. I feel like Laren is one of the only people that can say stuff like that, and that's probably true as well. and
Well,
his influence is going to be felt because of that.
but it's like, again, in context and the whole 9 yards, right? Like it's so.
That's exactly.
Yeah, I got nothing bad to say about this knife. I like it.
Yeah.
If it was lefty, and Dick Richards heard left-handed in the gross thing, but I mean, it's still like, from here down, you're still working with that yourself. So it's figure that shit out.
It's all a little bit of perspective,
Yeah.
I wish this thing wasn't limited because I can't buy one right now.
What is it with we and their limited editions just slapping so fucking hard compared to a lot of their standard lineup? The Sear. How many times have we all looked at the Sear and just been, oh, that's such a nice knife.
It's still, and it's lefty.
Such a nice knife. Yeah, that's lefty compatible.
Well, I sold it to a lefty gentleman recently that you might know.
Okay. So I guess
since Did I buy it?
No, it's a different lefty gentleman that you know. I said gentleman for the record.
Oof. He's married now, right? It's he's by law he's a gentleman.
Yeah,
right? That's how that works.
Is that how that works?
I was talking to my ass, man. So that's
extraordinary, gentlemen. That's what.
There you go.
That's a different series altogether. Different channel.
Yeah. So this other knife is probably not quite double the thickness behind the edge, but it's a different kind of knife overall. Also 20 CV, the Cybernetic. I love the version we got in, and I'm gonna say the same thing I said about the Nefaris. This is probably the best version of this knife to get if you want like special finishes and that kind of thing. And I say that as somebody who normally doesn't like anything other than DLC coating or whatever on the blade. It's cool as hell. It's a mini sculpture. It's kind of wild.
So to throw some specs down on the Cybernetic, just because we can, overall is 8.84. Blade length is 3.9. Weight is 4.32. You already mentioned 20 CV, 205 pieces for these bad boys. 20 CV, 58 to 60. I wonder if that's because that's the black version we're looking at right now. Titanium frame lock, ceramic ball bearing, pivot color golden, not gold, golden.
As
like
in
Colorado,
yeah,
or British Columbia.
So something you may notice looking at the front of this knife, you can only see one exposed piece of hardware, and it's just the pivot. The presentation side of this knife is kind of wild. Also, Paul's face is completely faded out. It looks like he's being censored for
the flat place of the blade just before the saber grind, I should say.
The cyber grind?
Yeah, the cyber grind, of course.
Favorite track for the record. Anyway.
Is it like a Terminator brand of knives? The way that line lines right up with the handle milling and just travels down the length of the handle is slick as frick.
It's very, very slick. Very nice overall. It's not the first knife to do that kind of thing, but it's good to see it executed so well here. They do this weird thing that isn't as noticeable on this blade. It's more noticeable on some of the other variations, but you can actually see this weird step. I was going to motion in front of my monitors if you could see where my hand was, but I'll motion with my mouse. You can see here this where the flat actually comes down. It's I don't know how I feel about it, to be perfectly honest.
It's an unnecessary compound grind.
A little bit. I'm gonna look up. I gotta look at the satin version just to show that, because that's a strange little step.
Well, you should also show the Damasteel version while we're in that thing. Yeah. But you can't see it on the Damasteel version, but. Yeah, weird. It's like Brian Ty was like, just sprinkle a little bit of that on them. It's
It might be the only thing I don't like about that knife.
What?
It's hidden better in
the only thing you don't like about that knife?
Yeah, I like this thing.
Yeah, I know you do.
But there's one other thing. We'll get there.
Will be. All right.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Okay.
Is it the weird over travel screw?
Nope.
Oh,
So
that's weird. Why'd you do that?
I will say it
because they only use specific sizes screws.
Sorry.
That, but
Sorry.
also look at how skinny that lock bar is next to the rest of the handle. I have not had a situation where I felt like I was pinching the lock bar shut, even accidentally, going to open this knife. However, the number of people that have nearly fumbled this knife because it is a front flipper, and
Front flipper.
is that yeah front flipper. But the angle of engagement for that front flipper is a little different than what most people are used to. Top flipper more than a front flipper, I guess, but yeah.
We're being asked if there's any word as to when the solid is coming to the cutting edge.
Unfortunately, Cutting Edge did miss the first wave of a couple of the variations that we were trying to get in. So rather than go with the blue one, we were continuing to wait until the good ones are on back order. So we can try to get a blue one, I suppose.
The blue one is the coolest looking one out of them. Anyway, actually, the
just
point.
Stir it upon here. Just stir it upon. I don't even know. I can't remember what variations we even ordered.
Actually,
come on. I got married.
I've only ever seen one of them in 4K resolution or higher, and that was the all silver one. For the record, it looks beautiful.
That's the right one.
Yeah, it's pretty.
That is one of the for sure ones that's on order. We might have brought in the black washed one as well. Or the bronzy. I can't remember. Anyway, it's been a month.
Yeah, so Paul, what's the other thing you don't like about this knife?
Do you have a picture of the lanyard location?
Oh, that is a very good question, my friend. I think the answer is a yes.
Did they anodize the 3 drilled holes in this one?
So I like the fact that they have it hidden. They have it tucked away. I don't like how thin that central piece is. I think they should have just left it off. Be done with it. This knife is 9 inches long. It doesn't need a lanyard.
And is that just a big hole between the one backspacer and the other backspacer?
Just a big wide open space with a thin strip in the middle.
No, if I noticed that when I was handling it, because it's such a weird front flipper that you're just trying to figure out how to flip the damn thing.
Oh, dude, it flips so good from over the top.
It does, actually.
A fool. It's all right.
You're an old man and a fool. The other way, honestly, is rolling your finger. And I wouldn't recommend this for a lot of people because it's a weird grip, but But on this knife, because of how angular it is, you could very easily bump the knife open.
And I did notice over the top, but you've got to be really over the top because it's such a big blade. 3.9 inch. It's trying to flip a 450.
It's a big
You're holding
boy.
it like this.
Or 452, sorry, the bigger one.
Speaking of the 452, this thing looks like a Sinkovich design.
It totally does.
That's where the reference came in, or like a bit of a Shiro kind of.
Shiro, yeah.
But yeah, that upswepty 462, 452, and think about one of those because that's a very well-known knife in the community, and trying to over the top flipper something of that size because realistically, the blade shape, I think this might be just as long.
They're about the same age.
Yeah,
almost. I believe the 452 is slightly longer, but it's 4.1 inch versus 3.9. It's
it's silly town. It's not a Feist. And speaking of, that was the other knife in my pocket today was a 4V Feist. But when it comes to top flippering or over the fly, it's just such a different beast compared to Lancers or what a lot of people are used to for top flippers and front flippers, right? So
we're getting called out for comparing it to a Shiro or a Sinkovich right now by CPM. Look harder. It's clearly a 470 stretched out.
You can talk design language versus quality control.
If you want to say, who did design the Drunken?
It was a Sinkovich.
Yeah,
because I thought it was a carbon fiber Sweaty Chef until I read the fine print and then wanted people to sue each other. And no one did. No one sued each other. It was son of a bitch.
Stop playing nice. Yeah. yeah, but in terms of profile, this is absolutely reminiscent of a Sinkovich, and which is funny because Sinkovich has also collabed with, sorry, Sinkovich has collabed with Shiro in the past. Yes, um,
Yeah.
so it's not shocking to see that design language. But this thing, the the knife that I have in my collection that's most similar to this is actually the
I'm pretty sure
CRKT
those two.
Hisatsu. This thing's thick behind the edge.
Yeah.
Like it comes sharp, but holy crap, this is a kind of a rough and tumble sort of knife.
Well, that's why they stonewashed it. They tumbled it, right? That's why they got the hard, rocky look to it.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Have either one of you touched on the weird Tonto edge?
The James
Like
Williams
you can
style
see it right
Tonto.
here.
Yeah,
The Hisatsu kind of look to it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
It's
another kind of weird thing that I'm into.
I
And
like
again,
it.
like you could
It's
take
cool.
little hints of this and hints of this, and like your CPM saying, in-house design by we, and you can see hints of this. And like I said, little sprinkle into Brian Tyne with some compound grinds, just for good measure, type of like it's or whatever, right? So RJ Martin before him or whatever, right? So yeah,
There's almost
For the record, CPM, we are all aware that it's a in-house design. I'm just saying it has hints of these other designers.
yeah,
Yes.
that's what right. You can take influences, and that's where you can take.
Every maker making a new thing is taking hints from here and hint from there, even if it's from knives from 1,000 years ago. Like it's
Inspiration.
everything's derivative.
Yeah.
a few things are original. It's more so where you choose to acknowledge you draw that inspiration from, if you yourself are aware of it, right? If this blade was cocked back a little bit more, I'd almost call it a hoback, but it's not quite at that point.
No, instead it's just a hollowback.
It ain't no hollaback, girl. Come on.
Terrible. Like CPM says, ew.
Yeah.
Hey man,
I was setting you up for it. Don't get me wrong.
whatever. That shit is bananas.
Not. It's not. It's no
Maybe.
funky monkey.
No.
Maybe drop my Cali. just out of sadness.
Is that a euphemism for anything too?
No,
I'm not sure
it
on
was
that
actually my Cali.
It's
At least it didn't fall on my foot open. That would have sucked. Yeah, okay, so while I may not be as excited about this knife as the Nefaris, I think it's still a worthy addition to the catalog. I still think it's a pretty cool knife.
Yep.
A little bit
I like how
inconsistent
Infinite says it. Sorry, Infinite's little comment there about if it was a holdback, you'd have to tell it was from USA, even though it comes from the factory next to we. Yeah, next to we.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
It wasn't made in the Suzuki factory. It was made by we. Come on.
Yeah. The solid is much cooler. Yes, obviously. But come on, we don't have the solid to talk about this week, so we'll do that. We'll do that one later.
Yeah. When it ends up in my collection.
Well, it better.
It's probably gonna happen.
I'll trade you for your own ZT.
My 0055?
Yeah, that's straight across.
I don't know that that's a fair trade.
You don't know that you have it right now.
My 350?
You do. It's
Sounds like, did you find time? It's like,
I gotta go check my closet.
When'd you find time to break into my apartment? What the hell? Yeah.
I was watching some burglary things on the flight home. I felt inspired to climb 23 floors.
Sounds about right.
That's a lot of floors to climb, considering I live on the 7th.
Wow, they don't expect you to come from the above.
And Paul's dead. All right, it's Oh, I had some other size comparisons that are totally irrelevant. Just to show how big both of these knives are that we've been talking about. There's the Vero isotope next to them. These are some big boys.
Yeah.
What else have I got?
I don't think I realized that it's a 4-inch blade on that Cybernetic.
It's a big knife.
Yeah. I knew it was big, but no, I was thinking like 3 3/4.
But yeah, some knives. There you have it. I think that mostly wraps us up. If final thoughts on these?
Get them while you can. Now at the cutting edge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
we
but
did.
genuinely.
Yeah, like they're actually
They're
still
only
available.
what?
Yeah.
At least
155 of one and 205 of the other. If you like it, grab it.
Yeah, I would say at least come check it out because it's definitely pretty fancy. And Ben, stop ruining the best tech clock. We'll get there. It's supposed to be a surprise, you son of a bitch. Maybe or maybe not the purple one and something else. I don't remember what it ordered. It's been a month. Anyway,
They're on their way.
I feel like he's going to be saying this for the next month. It's been a month.
No, it hasn't even been a month. It's just I was working a week and a half ago.
He's got Mexico brain on the go. Give him a
No,
break.
but if you want to talk to me before October 14th, I'd be like, I don't know. I'm planning a wedding right now. Talk to me in a month. It's been a month. There we have it.
CJ's talking now about the best tech glizzy. I don't know if that's in reference to the Glock.
I'm not touching
No.
So yeah, back on the Wii knife train.
Yeah,
Both worth checking out. Yeah, both limited. If you like it, dig in for sure. The Rocky finish. I don't think we like cool finish for sure.
Yeah.
Would like to see them do things with it. Like come up with a silver Rocky.
Well, do things like do that finish onto a component that's installed as an inlay. Like use it as an element rather than just all over the entire surface of the knife.
Or do a bronzy.
It's the sound of many lasers all going at once.
I think he just spiked it. He made a speaker pop without having feedback. So
just with his mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Firing mind bullets.
Yeah. That's what you get.
I would like to see like a bronzy one of this Rocky Road finish. With that black bronzy stuff that they've been doing, so, like the last knife we just looked at, yeah.
That would look cool on the titanium handle.
I don't think this is DLC coating. I don't know what type of coating it is, but I'd like
to see acid.
If they could do. No, see, I think they are using stencils for these. Is the thing, or at least lasers. I'm not 100% sure, but. I'm just wishing for a return to the anodized titanium nitrile coating so you get that rainbow slick look. Do that with this finish. You get like a texture finish with a bunch of colors changing. Do some crazy shit with it. Come on. Well, not if you want to sell it.
All right.
I'm probably the only guy who'd buy that.
Overall thoughts, feelings, anything? Grading systems of some sort?
I'll give it a T1000.
Give
which knife?
Yeah.
Just in general.
Okay.
One's gonna be murdered by the T1000, or is it a T800? T800. The other one's going to be protected by it. Schwarzenegger is going to be involved.
So I don't know if you guys know the theory behind cybernetics, but like it's basically like predicting feedback, being able to counter steer, blah, blah. It comes actually from sailing a ship, is the original terms of it. And once you figure out the ebb and flow of the waves and the tide and the current and the wind, you can kind of predict what kind of counter steering or feedback you're going to do. And that's a theory in the whatever science behind cybernetics. It's a whole actual thing, right? So I was actually going to rate the cybernetics one pirate's booty.
Okay.
Because of that, right? So yeah.
What's the most medium of the oceans?
I don't want to be biased, so I'm just going to say the Arctic one because it's actually connected to us. So it's okay. If you start to get into some other ones, you start to be like really biased about which oceans you like and which ones you don't, right? So,
I'll give you one Arctic Ocean.
No one was plundering. Yeah, you can't move on waves on frozen ice.
Polar bears. All of that.
Well, they're left-handed, so they're out. They can't carry this knife.
They got no pockets. It's fine.
Fuck, it's got nature's pocket.
The old prison wallet.
Well, polar bears carrying switchblades. It's a new thing.
You got to be careful with that.
Yeah,
They're coming for us.
That's the part I'm worried about. Yeah, 100%.
The Nefaris, I got nothing. You guys should rate something for something, so I have time to think about some bullshit.
I give the Nefaris one hand rubbed finish. That's what it's got.
I see.
Yeah, I don't really have a clever thing to like. I want to give this thing a nefariously good score, but there's nothing really sinister about this knife outside of the fact it looks like a Bowie blade. I guess it's kind of murdery looking, but the one above it looks so much more murdery. I don't know. It's a sick knife. You should buy it. Buy it before I do. Damn, it's a nice knife.
This shit's bananas. You know,
I need to touch on two things. CPM saying that I want a Riot T1000. I looked. No, thank you.
Although the Riot Tiger that was mentioned earlier as well.
I didn't look at the Tiger earlier, but I did look at the T1000.
It was nice. Well, it was nice. CPM, I'm on board with that one. It's a flipper, so I don't know if I can wreck that or not, but.
And then Justin's talking about otters having pockets where they hide their little personal rock stash.
Of course, you need a personal rock stash.
Have you not seen the T1000? This is the one with the locking pins. It's super cool.
The locking pin. You're not selling it, Joe. Stop not selling it.
Look, I'm not saying it doesn't have cool technology. I just
don't want any part of it.
Yeah. I've got enough weird
just
things.
Want it to go away. It's
yeah, that's accurate.
Kangaroos can't fight polar bears, CPM. Like, no marsupial stands a chance. Come on, dude.
They'll just take them into deep water and try and drown?
Yeah, exactly. Like, what are you going to do? It has nothing to bring to the table, even if it's got a switchblade in there. They fight grizzlies, dude.
And win.
Like, sometimes they share meat. It's cool.
Yeah. That is kind of cool. What about a polar bear versus a croc? Saltwater croc.
Warm water or cold water? There's variables here.
You definitely have to take the polar bear to the croc because the croc ain't in the Arctic.
Okay, what is the terrain where these animals are meeting? Is this like waist high water compared to a human? Is that
sure?
Where if waist high water, the croc I think stands a chance.
Croc's gonna win.
Yeah, but if we're talking about dry land, if we're talking, that could go either way. That I can see that going either way.
Yeah, so right at the water's edge, where the bear's on land and the croc's in the water. Best of both worlds.
My money would be on the
probably
polar
give it to the croc.
Oh, really? You think so?
My money would be on the croc, I think, because the croc's smart enough that if he doesn't get that initial flare up, whatever type of thing, he's gonna bolt out of it. He's not gonna get hurt. He's gonna be the victor. He's not gonna die. It's not. It's not like yeah. Saltwater crocs are big as fuck, too.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they have some mass. Okay, fair enough.
It's not a caiman getting attacked by a jaguar or something like that.
No. This is. And if you're putting him in water, the polar bear's only got a limited amount of time before he's way too hot and exhausted. If you're putting him in icy waters, I mean, you could just like wait it out. The croc will just die himself, chew on it for a while afterwards.
I think CJ brings up a good point. Does the croc cover itself in mud to camouflage itself from the bear's thermal vision?
This is a valid question. It is a very valid question. Not in this particular YouTube stream, but I'm sure somewhere else. It's
now I want to watch like the original Predator movie.
I was wondering what kind of clicks it had. Like it's just or like the Predator movie, but you just replace everything with polar bear growls instead of clicks.
There you go.
Yeah.
Smashing a polar bear all kitted up like a predator.
I'd play that class.
Oh, I was gonna say I'd watch that movie.
It's Space Druids. I'm down. I'm here for it.
Anyway,
who wants to make a video game? We're changing directions.
Let's leave Pathfinder where it belongs for now. Yeah.
Just leave the polar bears alone.
Oh boy. Okay, well, I think
all
we
right,
have a favorite.
Gentlemen.
We've rated them.
I think so.
I think that was all we had planned for reviews. Do you think we have time to get into the 14th?
I mean,
happening?
Not really.
I
don't think we really have time to get into that. It's a whole different can of, unless someone's got some small stuff to chat about. I might actually. Give me a second.
Okay.
I might make Joe do some work here.
Infinite's giving you a hard time about being a Pathfinder guy, Joe.
Like I said, let's leave it where it belongs.
You haven't been here for a month. You haven't. Okay. It's a valid point, Dick. It's a valid point.
Got us there.
All right, give me a second. I got crap to talk about. I'm sure I do.
Pathfinder's not awful for the record.
Oh, new knife company. But... That's what I was going to talk about. Yeah,
okay,
we got it. We got it on here.
And
give me a second.
New knife company. Who dis?
Kunwu, Kunwu. Kunwu Knives.
Oh, I know
Chinese knife company. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I was going to ask where they're from.
Also, for this is mostly for Paul, but Kunwu. What's this?
Kunwu. That's not.
Oh, Joe.
Yeah, I went there.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I deserve that.
Yeah, you did. You did deserve it.
Kunwu?
Now I regret it.
Yeah.
So yeah, Kunwu, they've been around a little bit.
Always on the cutting edge. They're not on the cutting edge. Don't look at that website. It's not on the cutting edge's website. It's but they got some nice knives, man.
They
nice
do.
Knives.
They have excellent pricing
with excess
too.
lucky looking things. Maybe grandma's clothespins involved. Maybe there was harming of grandma's clothespins in this episode. We don't know. I don't think so. I think they're probably Omega Springs, if I were to guess. But
I think they.
I do like them clip points.
Yeah.
Well, damn, dude, they're a good-looking knife company. They got some shit on the board, like
and the prices.
With the hollow.
I don't know if you've actually looked into the specs list for a lot of these guys, but holy
the Chad.
shit.
There's a Chad tuxedo that I saw. What's the price list?
Healthy? Well, okay, so how about this? Elmex, 60 to 62 HRC, titanium handles, crossbar style lock with an overlay, 210 American. That is not bad. Their prices...
Yeah. That finger tool is pretty funky.
Well, it's just CRKT seismic. I'm sure it'll be the comfiest thing our fourth member felt since the ritual. But
let me tell you something about a fourth member. Their pocket clips are kind of wild, though, I will say.
I'd rather not know. That's cool.
Yeah, it's probably for the best. I know that they... I'm pretty sure a number of their models here actually use S90V as well. And, nothing here is over 3 American.
So you should click on that Chad, because that sheep's footy one is very penguin-esque.
Reverse tux.
And there was a tuxedo version, and then, a reverse tux. Nice.
Okay. Ooh,
I don't know if I could find a name.
PM60? Excuse me.
Let me bring up an app here for a second.
Yeah. 66 to 69 HRC.
Yeah, damn, dude.
Why do I already have this favorited? What is it similar to?
You're such a fucking nerd, Joe.
We're being asked right now if the nice pocket knife market is that big. Yeah, it is.
It's the
Dude,
same.
I mean, go ahead, Joe.
Sorry, is the pocket the nice pocket?
No, what were you saying? PM60? What was it?
Sorry. It's like Vanadis 60, which is a steel that also doesn't show up super often, but also Vanadis or 60 super clean is another word for it. What is it similar to otherwise? Acts very
You're gonna make
similar
me look
to
it up
ZDP.
and be right.
Yeah. Not
It's
recommended to be
what?
used. Oh, sorry. Think of it like very similar in terms of performance to ZDP 189. So you don't really want it, but like taken to the nth degree, because I don't think ZDP likes to go up to 69. Rockwell, I think a little bit lower is
It's
generally
like 60.
better with that.
Top 72. Which is Hitachi's version. So
right. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of cool.
So okay, that's a little bit of a reference there as far as
Those thumb studs look really effective.
Yes.
The rampy ones, it's kind of Blur-esque, but triangular. You're like, Microtech. Sorry, it's yeah.
That too.
I'm trying to think. I've seen somebody using a lock that looks like that, and I'm trying to remember who it is.
Not recommended with edges below 15 per side. Yeah, that's because it's 66 to 69.
Yeah.
You'll die. I think that's how black holes start.
Wouldn't be this.
It might actually be that.
Although this doesn't hit an access lock, there's no crossbar lock in this thing. The reverse Chad is definitely access bar.
Yeah, on both sides.
There's also one that has a bit of a Microtech Stitch, I want to say, vibe to it in their catalog.
Kind of like this Padre. And they do a lefty.
Yeah, like the Padre. That's the one. And they do a lefty. Look at that. That clip's gross as shit.
Can't have everything, I guess.
Did you take inspiration from a PM2 and say we could fix it?
Dude, they're using Vanax. 6062. So they're not fucking around.
I mean, when Dick Richards is talking about nice pocket knife company, I mean, like, the price point on these, what's this one?
I think it's 290, 300?
300 down from 340, which is still not bad for everything we're looking at here. Again,
I don't call out every nice pocket knife company. I mean, the overseas ones have been catching attention, and again, another overseas company that's just like, damn, what are you guys doing?
Especially if you're hot, especially if you're hot for titanium, you got to remember, China, being the manufacturing hub that it is for most of the world, right, has access to a ton of titanium. Its manufacturing costs are lower. Its acquisition for material costs are lower. You're just gonna get better prices for these types of things.
Joe, if there's one thing I've learned, if you're gonna be hot for something, you need to be hot for teacher. Okay.
Well, you can be hot for two things. Why shouldn't you? Yeah.
You should be hot for Paul actually focusing his body on this. There, how you doing, dude?
Sorry,
blurry for the last minute and a half. You were trying to blend into the Matrix.
I was pretending to be a Viking.
A Norseman?
Yeah.
So to speak. Yeah.
So to speak.
Row! Sorry, you better get good. Like,
I'm gonna row with my horse cock, excuse me.
We're gonna have to have a conversation tomorrow when I get to work. I think.
About my horse cock at work?
Well, it's
inappropriate.
At least rowing with it. Yeah. I hear stroke in the back room. That's.
I better come around the corner with you clutching your chest and your head.
There better be a drum beating in rhythm at the same time. I'm just saying.
Oh, there'll be a drum beating.
It's like a turkey.
I think I'm done.
Anyway, Kenwu knives.
I'm so glad that I didn't say the thing that came to mind.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah.
It's not the
Trust me
drum.
when I say that you too.
That's yeah. So anyway, I knew I had stuff. I probably have other things too, but that probably rounds us up. Not too bad. It's
Dick Richards is betting the Chinese market is huge. Not for things like this. These are exports for them.
VanX, PM60s, things like that. You don't see these things every day. It goes down to that purple son bitch. Or that clip point on the second top. Damn.
I'm pretty sure there's laws against locking knives in China too. So these aren't something that are being made for carry in the country.
Yeah. Generally
they're mostly being made for export.
I want a Django. That's the knife that, LMAX. Again, that's the knife that turned me on to this knife in the company in the first place. It's not the one I had tabs, but yeah. You want to give a Nefaris a run for its money. What's the price point on this sumbitch? And lefty wire clip. It's a wire clip, you sons of bitches. That's him.
It's not. It's a milled clip. It's just.
But, I wonder if a rips will fit on it.
I bet you it would.
240 American. 240
Damn, dude. I'm going to add to cart. God damn it. I'm going to add to cart.
But it's a 3.18 inch blade. It's not.
Oh, God. I'm going to
Not a big knife. Not a big knife.
No, but that's mini grip. That's like Pleroma. That's all in my wheelhouse. Right?
Yeah.
And it's a mini clip with a finger choil and an axis lock and it's lefty. Come on.
It does seem.
Let a man enjoy things, Joe.
What's that?
I said let a man enjoy things.
Wow, if you guys want to tack on some international shipping charges, I'm just saying, dude. Maybe you guys should have a look at this sumbitch.
Yeah, there's a couple of things that are kind of logging. It's pretty tempting.
Dude, VanX, PM60s, things that you can play with, not a lot of places.
Yeah, this is true. I have seen a couple of reviewers online talk about Kumu as a company and as far as like their fit and finish, and they're killing it. Honestly, online reception seems to be very positive on these guys.
We got some rasky looking things that almost looks like the is it Les George 220?
Yeah, they've got
about the plus sign?
That Obios or whatever it is.
Obio?
Orion? What is it? I can't see. Sorry.
Orion? Yeah, that one kind of
220 Les George almost has that vibe too. A little crooked spine going on.
Yeah. I like the
it's got some scoliosis.
The Damasteel on, or the Damascus on it, I should say. Not Damascus. Timascus on it is very nice. And the one that I'm looking at.
Oh wow. Okay, what do you think about this? They did a pivot collar on the presentation side, and then didn't do one on the clip side, but the clip is Timascus instead. So you still have, like, it's not overloading you, so your senses are not blown.
And what's the backspacer? Is it just blue or is it tie as well?
I think it's anodized titanium. I don't think it's Timascus. Yeah,
I can't see a picture of, but it looks bluey blue. Yeah,
the little bit that I can see looks blue.
That doesn't say backspacer pretty cool. Anywhere here, but yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, pretty neat. Yeah,
and VanX.
Yeah.
How many? I'm sorry, you can have Timascus for $300 USD. Oh, good God, Dennis, what are you doing to me?
Well, I'm saying add to cart.
Dennis really wants that Django, huh? Okay, dude. But for realsies, if they came out with a Django XL, make it a liner lock, I'd be down.
Make it a liner lock,
Make it a liner lock. Hell yeah.
Spidey flick it, and then it's not a frame lock issue, you son of a bitch.
It's not even that. I just like liners.
I just like liners, man.
Also, if it's an Omega spring, I'm still probably going to bust the shit out of it. So, for the record, I have seen tons of Omega springs available on Amazon lately. I'm sure that has been the case for Amazon.com, but on .ca, it sure seems to be much more common. So any Canadians out there looking for replacement Omega springs, there are companies that are selling replacement springs on Amazon.ca. It's a thing. They're cheap. They seem to be fairly reliable by the reviews. So that's an option.
I tried to make it till the end. I can't. Got a break.
For sure.
The lanyard lobbyists got them.
Lanyard. Oh, on a few of these, 100%, they're absolutely brutal. But if you look at this Tau 2, I don't see a lanyard hole. I don't see a lanyard hole. I see backspacer milling that may indicate a lanyard hole if they decide to show it off in any of these photos. Maybe. Yeah, there's a hidden lanyard hole. Okay, well, if it's hidden, I don't care as much. But
yeah, some of those lanyard holes are pretty massive.
Yeah.
I like the mini Tau as well. That's kind of a cool looking knife.
The Tau is honestly super tempting. I don't have anything in Vanax myself, so that would be wonderful to try it out.
Vanax? Oh, nice.
Yeah, the Tau 2 is Vanax. There's a lot of Vanax options here.
I wonder if you can put this Orion Timascus clip on the Tau.
That is no, because the Tau has it's got that bi-segmented wire. I don't think the Orion clip has that.
Has what? Sorry?
Us. So, if you look at the Tau, it's got those two lines that kind of indicate that's where the little stabilizer portion would kind of click into. I don't think the Orion Timascus clip would have that, but it might. As I'm talking about it, it might be able to fit over there.
Oh, I didn't realize that was an over-the-top clip. Okay.
Yeah.
So, not to harp on, I just came back. I didn't know you guys are still talking about Timascus clips and compatibilities and stuff like that. Was it the QSP Rhino? What's their asking price for Timascus?
Too much.
Like 5.
5?
I want to say.
I'm looking it up right now. Is it?
As you were coming back, I all of a sudden realized Paul was talking about what price for Timascus and blah, blah, blah. And then I just thought about it. Okay.
Timascus clip
Not
on the Rhino.
horrendous.
So Rhino used to be 485 down to 358 USD right now. So.
Okay, so they're undercutting themselves. That's cool.
You know what? Once I get a couple of other things paid off, I would definitely go in for a Tau 2, because holy crap, that knife looks nice. And I don't have anything in Vanax.
I'm saying.
God
There's some things. Oh, can't wait to see how that seismic finger choy works out for you. But that's the one thing about that one, is depending on the milling, she might be sharp as fuck.
Oh, the Tau 2?
The Tau, yeah.
I think I've seen reviews on the orange peel texture variation. I don't think it's that bad, but I really want that diamond texture, so maybe. We'll see.
I really like the mini.
I mean, you like that Rook 865, so it can't be any worse than that bullshit.
I was gonna say, I can put up with a lot, so...
Yeah, Paul's going into the witness protection program again. He's blurred his face for the last 30 seconds.
Well...
I'm not here.
I did some things, yo!
Is that South Park or is that Simpsons? Are you Deep Throat?
I'm not referencing anything except for Paul's part of the mafia.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Well, no, not allegedly. He was never there.
Yeah. Shut up, Joe.
He just works part-time in a knife shop conveniently, surrounded by weapons all day long. We don't call them weapons, okay?
You got me there.
Safe.
Anyway, yeah. I'm just saying, maybe you should investigate this company a little more.
On that note, give him the clamps.
Give him the clamps. I always wondered why those vice grips were taped with red tape.
Oh, you know why.
I always hoped I didn't know why, but I always knew.
You always knew.
I got the idea from some scissors that came in with some red tips. It's
yeah. The tip off right there.
Oh, there was a tip off.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
Was.
Thank you. Are we done here? We done?
Yeah, we're done. I'm just looking up more options for the Padre.
There's just things, man. There's just things. Well, if you don't want to stitch, but you kind of want to stitch. Is that what I'm thinking of? What's the microtech stitch? Am I thinking of the right knife?
You are thinking of the correct knife here.
Okay, you two sue each other. It'll be fun. Let me get one of these first before they go bankrupt.
But the orange peel one's already sold out.
Well,
I don't need to dav gear this company on my own here.
Thank God the Django and the Tau 2 are at the cart. It's good.
Well, yeah.
It's good. But the
No
Padres
one's weird like us, Joe. Everyone just wants the other one.
Yeah, Padres sold out in every option. It's bullshit. It's a cool looking knife, but
although you like the Chad Tuxedo was pretty nice knife too.
Chad's not bad. Chad is not bad.
Chad's not here, man.
Well.
Sorry, I'm completely distracted by looking at all these knives.
They're very, very nice.
We're going to wrap it up for the night because we're getting close to the...
I was going to say, aren't you glad
we didn't say
some extra shit to talk about?
I
was like, wait, I know I've got, and I do have. I had a couple other things too as hanger-ons, but we're not going to get into those tonight. Yeah.
Randomly, we were recently, Dennis, we were talking about, is it BSP knives?
BPS?
BPS?
Croatia, yeah.
No.
Or Ukraine.
Ukraine, yeah.
Using 1066, which is their equivalent of 65 MN. Really bush lore feel to it, right?
Absolutely. They have partnered with, they've gotten a design from DBK that they're making.
Oh, damn, son. That's cool. Yeah. Good for them. Good for them. And Amazon will hit the fucking market because TRC is not going to get DBK through.
Well, and this one is apparently, it's a design that they, I would assume, sold to him to make. It's not them making a BS or BPS.
Okay.
There were certain compromises that they would have not wanted to make if they were making it themselves.
Of course.
That kept the knife incredibly reasonably priced.
Of course. This is not going to be a TRC. It's going to be a BPS or whatever they are, right? BPS? I think that's, yeah, of course. Don't expect a TRC, you silly sons of bitches. Don't expect a fall Niven. Don't expect it, because they did a DBK version of that too, right? Didn't they do a DBK fall Niven? Was there a collab there somewhere?
There was something. I can't remember what the nature of it was.
There was something, yeah.
Fair enough. But, yeah, it's kind of neat. I think the biggest thing that they wouldn't have signed off for themselves is a secondary bevel. But being that it's 65 MN, turning that secondary bevel into a full high Scandi is going to be fairly easy.
Or a Scandi Vex or a whatever. Yeah. It's not going to be hard to reprofile. Yeah, it's like a Condor at the end of it all. It's going to be Condor.
1,000%.
Yeah, with probably better quality control.
Yeah.
I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about.
I said probably. I got some nice Condors back there.
Apparently BPS is a guy. It's not like a company. It's a guy making knives. So
his name's
kind of cool.
It's cool. No, I don't.
I mean, he's from the Ukraine. His name's probably like
not Brian. It's probably
probably.
So anyway, good for them.
It is Brian, but it's pronounced a completely different way.
It's got ampersands over the letters you don't think should have ampersands.
Yeah, definitely some accent circumflex and
it's the B.
Yeah.
Joe's got nothing on that one.
No, nowhere to go on that.
No, I got your ampersand right here. It's not ampersands either. I'm using the wrong term. It's an umlaut.
You're an umlaut.
Actually thinking it.
I'll take your word for it.
Well, the double dots.
I'm gonna lot.
No, you're gonna double dot. Come on.
Oh, am I?
You're not being given a choice, evidently.
It's like double Dutch, but
I drink some Gatorade. Do what you need to do. Okay,
stay hydrated is what he's trying to tell you.
Wow. Get your electrolytes.
Yeah, I'll drink some Gatorade. It's fine.
So we're gonna round this thing out. I can thank some people, do some things,
Yes.
Please.
Okay. So thank you to the Cutting Edge for bringing some of these wee knives in, because damn, these are cool. These are nice. We're gonna keep doing limited edition things and probably order more of them because they're a hot toddies. They seem to be the ticket with wee knives, is if it's one of their limited edition runs, they're probably gonna be nice. Like, I haven't seen one yet.
Yeah.
So we brought in, like, when we brought in the Sear, we brought in the Primoris at the same time, and there was no contest on which one was the nicer knife. Like, it was funny. But anyway, thank you, Cutting Edge Cutlery Co. for checking out. Check them out at the website. Order them now. That Nefaris beat me to it, because if Boxing Week hangs around and has hot deals, that guy might be coming home. But
that's saying a lot for not having a lefty clip.
Yeah, it's a cool looking knife.
Yeah.
That action. Jeebus.
I guess I should probably thank the Instagrams. Y'all are neat. Thank you for the folks that reached out to see if we were dead. Apparently we are not.
Apparently we're still alive.
Only on the inside. Yeah.
And also to the YouTube subscribers that are readily picked us up a whole bunch. We gained a whole bunch of YouTubes. Well, half a dozen YouTubes recently. Yeah, I don't know what happened in the week I was gone or the month we were gone, but we increased. So maybe we should not stream more often.
There you go.
No, you're going to live with us and we're going to lose followers, and that's just what's going to happen, okay?
I was going to say, we are the problem, clearly.
When we're not around, we seem to do okay for ourselves.
Eventually we might have to reduce the show to once a month, but I don't think we're ready for that yet. So we'll see.
I don't think life has gotten in the way enough yet.
No.
I mean, it's starting to for me, but you guys need to get your shit together.
Dude, fucking tell me about it. Jesus Christ. It's a little close to home.
Asshole. All right. Thank you to Patreon. Have we done that yet?
No, we have not done that.
Thank you to everyone on Patreon. You guys all have a huge thank you coming, like, real freaking soon. So
I was gonna say, that Christmas 2023 is getting real fast.
It's going to happen. We're going to force it to happen. I'm going to put the timelines down real fast here. So we're going to make it work. And as a huge thank you to you guys, everything's just coming back. We appreciate all your help and fun throughout the last couple of years that we've been doing this. Yeah. So.
Indeed.
Absolutely.
Anyone else we got to thank?
I think we've thanked all we could thank.
I don't want to thank anyone that I don't have to thank.
Thanks for coming back from your time away, gracing us with your presence.
There you go.
Yeah. You say gracing us with your presence?
Gracing us with your presence. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said grease.
Yeah.
No, that's more of a me or you thing to do. That's not a.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's
Italian. It's fine.
I'm not Italian. Yeah, it's so. We will be back again next week. I don't think there's anything hanging us up, so
no,
we'll have more fun, exciting things to talk about. Maybe even some new Spyderco's or Blade Show West. We'll see. It's old news by the time we get to it, but what's new? We live in Canada, so
yeah,
indeed.
All right, gentlemen. Signing off. Thanks for coming out. We will see you again here next week, 7:15 Mountain Standard Time. I am who I am. I'm Dennis Vipers.
Joe.
And I'm exile.ca.
And now that I found my fade away buttons, take care.
I was going to say, you almost missed Iron Joe shit at the end there. You're just like fade to black.
I am not the Joe.
I couldn't wait 10 seconds longer.
I am Iron Cast Joe.